As you can tell, I'm very angry about the state of our government. Damn. Nah, I'm not angry. I'm happy. I'm not happy about the state of our government. I'm happy about myself. But, title of this video, will wokeness destroy the United States of America? Now, when you hear the person use woke, you're thinking what? LGBTQIA elemental P activities? Do you think woke in the fact or the sense of black people finally understanding what's going on, whether they're on that liberal stuff or that conservative stuff? What do you think? Right? No. When I say woke, I mean in the facts or the terms of the United States being soft, people being soft, our military being weak. Now, I raised this question in hopes of getting an answer from you guys and gals, ladies and gentlemen. Our country is becoming very, very weak. Now, day-to-day life, you're probably not seeing this. You're living your life, you're doing your own thing. We all got our own problems and issues, right? Boyfriend probably cheated on you. Girlfriend is probably being very, very annoying. Your mom may be sick. Your job probably, I don't know, blew up. Your car transmission's not working because you didn't take care of it. The damn supermarket is closed because somebody had COVID. Just a lot of stuff going on day-to-day life, so you're not really paying attention to what's happening on a world scale, right? You don't care. Who's got time for it anyway? I got time for me. You got time for yourself, right? But when you look on the news, right, when you decide to get on Twitter, you decide to get on Facebook, Instagram, Google, Bing, anywhere. I don't know who uses Bing, but you get on the internet, you start seeing all this foolish and goofy stuff, right? Because when you get on the internet, your search engine or whatever you're using has the demographics of Americans or Europeans in the West, right? And what do you see when you get on the internet? You see a whole bunch of tomfoolery and coonery. And that's not just terms used towards black people. I'm talking about any person, right? And we're using this American base. We're talking about any person who has a birth certificate that says American. Color aside, gender aside, race aside, or if you're an immigrant that finally got your status, you're American, or an illegal immigrant, you're pretty much Americans in my opinion. But you guys see that these are American issues, right? And I bring this question up because I bring this to you guys so I can get an answer from you guys, is the fact that, these people are weak. We got an old president, right? We got an old president that made crack bills to destroy African Americans, right? Because who flooded crack into the black community after multiple assassinations of our leaders, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, and whoever else we may not know of, right? You'll probably say Freeway Ricky. Well, who supplied Freeway Ricky? Oh, the cartels. Oh, who financed the cartels? Yeah, you know. CIA, FBI. Well, I don't know about the FBI, but the CIA, right? So you say, oh, that's just black issues. That's just black people. Well, what happened with the white people? Oh, shit, this look good. I want to try it. Or, oh, the cocaine, I want to do that. And then what happens? They try meth, right? And now the most dangerous drug out this mug is the dang, I'm about to say ketamine. No, fentanyl. And who has the fentanyl? Not the CIA. Oh, Mexican cartels. Like, who are they getting financed by? Mexican cartels are getting financed by Mexican cartels. They're the ones with the billions of dollars. They're billionaires. No, my boy. It's deeper than that. China. So you got all these issues going on, right? And you got all of this pride stuff, right? And a lot of people don't realize this about history. It's been said that before a nation falls, its men become wayward. So they start dressing like women. They start doing all this LGBTQIA, LMNOP, Sesame Street letters and stuff like that, all right? You know? And I ain't clowning them, but sheesh. Just saying. You know what I mean? So you see all this foolishness going on. And people are saying, oh, America's this, America's badass. America's the best country in the world. We got the strongest military. I don't know about that, homie. Because I was one of those guys thinking that we got the best military. Nobody can F with us. But when was the last time America won a war? Right? Most notable was World War II. And that was when we was fighting big armies left and right. But I don't know the last time we won. I don't know if we won Operations Desert Shield and Desert Storm. But I do know we didn't beat Vietnam. A bunch of guys in the jungle. We didn't beat Middle Eastern forces, right? We toppled Saddam, but hey, other terrorists came in his place. Like, America's pretty weak right now. It's so much division in politics. People say, oh, the American people are divided. Well, I mean, do you really see American people going into streets arguing with each other about politics? No, not in your day-to-day life. You may have, but not all the time. Or, you know, you may see it on the internet, but hey, that's like, what, 1 in a million of it happening, or 1 in 100,000. You know what I'm saying? And I'll just say that because, what, do you see Russia and China being woke? Hell no. These guys, man, listen, I just saw this Russian video of the high schooler kids, middle schooler kids, Russians, detaching AK-47 clips, reattaching them together, stripping the gun and bringing it together. You can't do that in American school because one of these crazy ass kids will shoot the block up. They'll shoot the whole school up. Real talk. China, it's like you have to be in the military. You have to serve a bit of time in the military, right? Is China government strong? That's to be debated, but they're getting there. They ain't doing all that woke stuff. The Middle East, who definitely hate us, bruh. And one of them kids start doing that foolery, you know, being on that trans time, they're getting their heads chopped up. Why? Because they're strong in their faith. You know, so this wokeness stuff that's going on, you know, people, I ain't gonna lie. When I hear people say, oh, you're woke or this or that, I'm like, shut up. Stop using that word just to be using that word because you think it's cool. You know what I mean? Especially when you see people on the internet saying that word woke. You know? But it's true. When you think about it, wokeness is weakness. Right? Think about it. Wokeness is weakness. Think about how woke has made people soft. Last time I checked, America was supposed to be a hardcore country. I mean, what the Americans do? Right? What did the Americans do? They went to war with the British over being overly taxed by a government that's like thousands of miles away across the big ass ocean. They destroyed Native Americans, hundreds of thousands of them, or millions of Native Americans in the war to take land. Right? Mexico had land that the U.S. wanted. So what did they do? They waged war on the Mexicans and took all their territory. That's why Mexicans don't like us now. Or the government, I don't know. Americans enslaved millions of African Americans. Did whatever they wanted to do to them, right? Hardcore. Right? You get where I'm going with this? Confederacy wanted to keep slavery, but American didn't. Right? For whatever reason. I said reason. For whatever reason, you know, slavery or predator from abolitionists in Europe. Right? So what did they do? They laid the smackdown on the South. Right? Right? World War I, World War II. Countries were playing around, right? Germany somehow always getting into the mix of it. I don't blame Germany for World War I. They should blame Austria. But yeah, we laid the smackdown on them. Japan was playing around. You know, America didn't want to send its forces to mainland Japan because they knew that, they knew that Japan would fight to the death for their god emperor. So what did we do? We nuked their ass twice. Now what do you see with Japan? You see depressed ass men, low birth rates, Japanese men and women being real quiet and reserved, anime, hentai. And last time I checked, Japan was a warrior nation, from the samurai, the ninja, and the damn rising sun. All right. And now what do you have? Oh yeah. America had waged a Cold War on Russia, and when Russia pretty much collapsed, the United States was the last man standing. We're the most powerful government at that time. But now you got you got a small percentage of weirdos being blasted on the media as heroes. And while we are getting weaker, thinking we're strong, our enemies are getting stronger. And our government is doing shady stuff. I ain't about to go deep into it because, I ain't trying to happen to me. But yeah, we're getting woke. And a woke society, a woke nation is not good. Especially not for a nation like the United States of America, where you got enemies left, right, and center. Especially when you got countries that hate us because we're constantly meddling in their affairs. When you're putting people and assets and trying to topple regimes or try to be a bully. So no, not good, right? But yeah, that's what I think. Go woke. You hear how they say go woke, go broke, right? Well, go woke, get destroyed. Yeah, that's all.